inside the heart of London.
Welcome along to London and the ITTF World Team Table Tennis Championships Final 2026. We look there at Big Ben, a British cultural icon and UNESCO World Heritage Site, looming large with the brand new skyline of the financial district in the distance. We see too the London Eye, the Tower of London, all the sites are there, but there are sites too inside the iconic Wembley Arena, another British cultural icon and the home of English football, but not this week. This week it is hosting the world's best table tennis players, 100 years since this country hosted the first ever World Championships of the world's most played racket sport. It returns in style to its birthplace. Here is the schedule on day 4. We begin with the men's teams in the round of 32, beginning in just a few moments' time. It is a knockout from here onwards. If you lose today, you are on the plane home. Will it be Team Australia who advance, or will it be the defending champions, Team China? They kick off before we turn our attention to the women's teams. Puerto Rico against Chinese Taipei. Then Team Sweden for the men's after that against Hungary, and then Egypt against the Slovak Republic. So here's how the two teams line up in the opening tie. Australia starting strong with Nicholas Lum. He faces Liang Jin Kun, a player they name affectionately Big Fatty. It is then up to Aditya Serene against Wang Chuqin, China's world #1. That'll be a tough match. Bin Lu then against Lin Chidong, a former world #1 in match 3.
Now we bring it home. Inside the OVO Arena, Wembley, where history meets the future. We don't just celebrate a sport, we celebrate movement, we celebrate culture, we celebrate connection. Because every rally tells a story, every point writes history. Every player carries a nation and a dream. London, you lit the spark, the world carried the flame. And now, 100 years later, we return. Not to look back, but to rise forward, faster, stronger, together. This is more than a championship. This is a century in motion. Let the games begin.
Wembley, we are ready. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. OVO Arena Wembley, this is the ITTF World Team Table Tennis Championships 2026. Let's welcome the teams. On table 4, we have Italy. And their opponents are Portugal. On table 3, it's Team Serbia. And their opponents are Chinese Taipei. On table 2 today, it's Croatia. And they're facing Japan. On on table one, please welcome Australia.
Funny floor.
And their opponents are Team China.
Here come the defending champions, Team China, a team that needs little by way of introduction, led in by their talisman, Wang Chuqin, the world #1. This is a country that oozes dominance and class in this sport, but there are question marks over this team's title defense. They haven't had the start they would have wanted, but crucially, they are into this round of 32. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how they prevail against the Australian team here in their huddle. This is their route to the round of 32, a decent win over Morocco in that tie, straight matches, the same against their geographic rivals, New Zealand. And look at that, Korea DPR as well. So 3 clean sheets for the Australian team, and they'll be feeling massively confident with Nicholas Lum, their highest ranked player, Finn Liu not too far behind him, and Aditya Serene as well, just outside the top 60. So they line up in a pretty strong way, you have to say. Colin Wilson, who's sitting here beside me, England international, 2-time Commonwealth silver medalist, and former coach to England men's, women's and juniors. Let's look, Colin, at Team China's results. Very unexpected as we see them dropping matches against the Korea Republic and Sweden. Are they vulnerable?
Well, it's unprecedented. They've lost 2 in the team event so far, to both Sweden and to Korea. So China are now regarded as brilliant but vulnerable.
Well, they've come with plenty of support, as they always do, the fans here in their droves for the men in red. This is how they kick off then. Australia have named their strongest starter, Nicholas Lum, ranked 34 in the world. Strongest starter, Nicholas Lum, ranked 34 in the world. He's up against Liang Jin-kun, who is a former top player. He's been inside the top 3 at #2 there just a couple of years ago. He's fallen outside of the top 20 now, and his results, Colin, haven't been too good by his standards leading up to this. He beat Connor Green of England, but did so 3-2. He lost to Oh Jun-sung 3-1, and he lost to Truls Moregard 3-2. So he's had some tough matches.
He has had some tough matches. Nothing to be afraid of losing to Truls Moregard, who we know is already world #2 and matching the Chinese very, very well. Obviously, a little bit more unexpected to lose to the young Korean Oh Jun-sung. And Connor Green of England, let's put a big shout out to him to take Liang Jin-kun to 9 in the 5th was just amazing. But that just shows that a little bit of vulnerability at the Chinese #3 position. It's really, really interesting to me that China have chosen to put him on first and not in the #3 position today, when they could have played him in the #3 position and protected him from 2 games, or they could have left him out and put in Zhang Pen.
Well, this is the Tata coin toss to determine who serves, and the players will choose their sides of the table. Colin, I just want to get back to what you were saying about the order of the teams,
yes,
because this tie is a best of 5. Of course, you want to get it done in as few games as possible, as we look here at the leaning racket reveal. Why is it that Team China have put Liang Jin-kun up first? Because he might not be feeling very confident, and it's a big ask, isn't it, to get this tie underway?
Yes, and you can see he's stabbing his bat into his hip. He's trying to get himself motivated and confident. Wang Hao, the men's team coach, has decided to put him in at #1. That means he will play first, and also he'd play the last match if the match went to 2 games all. I think probably what's happening here is that Wang Hao could have chosen Zhou Qihao, or he could have chosen Zhang Peng. He's decided to stick with Liang, and I think what he's trying to do is to give him support, to show that he's got faith in him, to help him to regain some confidence, because he may well be needed in a match after this one. It would be a surprise, very much so, if Australia were to take 3 of these 5 sets. And so I think this is it's a psychological seal of approval that Liang is still very much part of the top 3 of China.
Well, who are we to doubt Wang Hao? Sure he knows what he's doing. 3-time silver medalist at the Olympics, multiple medals won as well, gold medals in fact at World Championships too. We saw there Nicholas Lum's credentials, Colin. He's still young, he's just 20 years of age, he's just outside that top 30 in the world. He had some very good wins en route to this round of 32. He had 2 wins and 1 loss, which is actually a better record than the man who's standing on the opposite side of the table to him. So he'll be feeling confident, won't he? Yes,
so China obviously drawn in the group of seeds to play the weekend here to get to their position. So they've had a tougher group. But Australia have done very, very well as well. And beating Morocco, beat New Zealand, and Nicholas Lum now ranked 34. This year he beat Darko Jorgic, world number 15. As a result, he went to 31 in the world, and it's the highest ranking that any Australian has ever had.
Yeah, it's quite some feat for the youngster there. And, you know, in terms of how this tie is going to play out, best of 5. I mean, if Nicholas Lum is to do what we think he's capable of, and that is take this opener, it really will blow this whole tie wide open, won't it?
It would. This is a big one. This is Nicholas Lum's
first game,
greatest opportunity of his life. If he's able to put Australia 1 love up against China, against what is effectively the number 3, Liang, at best in rankings number 4, then I think that would bring the house down, no matter what happens to the rest of the tie.
Indeed it would. Well, we're underway here in this best of 5. Looks like he means business straight from the off, Lum.
Love 2.
Perfect start for Nicholas Lum. Service, 2 serves and 2 points for the left-hander.
Is this going to be his best chance, Colin? Is this where he's on getting into these longer rallies? Is that where Liang Jinken can possibly beat him?
Yeah, I think against the service, Liang is just going to try to hold the position. On the service he is now. I think he's going to try and get in very, very early with aggressive strokes. That's 1 from the backhand, and enough to take that point. So I think he's going to be very aggressive on his serve. I think against the serve, he's going to go for the longer rally.
And I think as well, perhaps one of the benefits that might settle at Liang is that at the minute he's looking directly towards his team who are on the bench right in his eye line, which might give him a bit of confidence and just settle him a bit.
Yeah, I think the Chinese team, the whole team, the coaches and all of the players sat on the bench will be very, very clear about their positive body language and their support for Liang after a difficult couple of days over the weekend.
You can hear as well the crowd chanting his name too, and it's just as we would have expected. This team draw fans wherever they go.
Yeah, some from China, some living here in London. Local fans supporting China.
3-4.
It's a great serve from Liang. Surprised Nicholas Lum, who ran across, but then the ball didn't come where Lum expected it. But a rare, unforced error from Liang Jinken. And again, so it's not settled.
As a player, Colin, when you've had a run of bumpy results like Liang Jinken has, how difficult is it to get back into a mindset where you feel settled and confident again? Because you've been there as a player and as a high-level coach.
Yeah, I think he's got to think back to when he was playing at his best and just try and recreate that. Put out of his mind the little patch in between where it's been a bit more difficult for him. So he's got to play a little bit of memory here, reminding himself just how good he is. It takes a lot of mental strength to play this game at the top level.
4-6.
After pretty much every point, it doesn't matter whether Liang has lost it or won it. He's got his teammates on their feet, and they really are showing a supportive, united front.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was audacious. It was a good attempt, wasn't it, from Lum? Didn't quite connect.
Yeah, worth a try, as they say. Struggling there, and then the ball way in front of him, around the side of the table near the net.
Let. 5-6.
So that's a let serve. They'll take that one again. And you see the short play there. Nicholas Lum, clenched fist. So not aggression there, but very fine touch to stop Liang from attacking the follow-up to his serve. Well done, Nicholas. Liang, clearly, facially obvious. He's not afraid to show his emotions. That's one of the things I like about him.
Well, it's a close opener. Isn't much to pick from between them at this stage, Colin. This one sort of looking better.
Well, I think Nicholas has got off to a good start. I think there have been 3 unforced errors from Liang. And we'll remember that time that Nicholas Lum was 7-5 up in the first, and it looked like there was a possibility. He's not going away.
6-8.
Another good backhand from Nicholas. Heavy topspin across court. And it's very, very close. So no Chinese domination so far.
How often have you said that throughout your career?
Well, not often. Just look at the record books. China, China, China in the modern era. Women's even more so than the men's. But it's just great to have this tussle.
Play, please.
So Nicholas unafraid to keep attacking. You can overdo it if you get overexcited. Left-hander serving.
Well, that's 2 important points for Liang Jin-kun.
Yeah, very much so. And even after the first one, 9-7 and serving to Nicholas Lum, he could have taken the game with 2 successful service points, but now 9-8. That means that Liang will get to serve again in this first game. And the margins are so tiny. That could so easily have gone over the net and on. But Liang back into it at 9-all. That's a great shot from the side of the table. You can just see 1 millimetre higher and it would have crept over the net and probably given Lum the point.
A real comeback from Liang Jin-kun. He looked down and out.
Yeah. And you can see there the positive look on the body language from Liang. Very, very brave. Backhand from the middle of the table. Gives him game point. Superb from Liang.
Wow, from 6-9 down, Liang Jin-kun has snatched game number 1, 11 points to 9. Wang Hao with the slightest clench of the fist.
Yes.
The gamble has paid off in putting Liang up first so far.
It was a great return of service from Nicholas Lum with the backhand, but Liang played a superb forehand out of the middle into the middle and ends up Nicholas Lum scratching his head, 9-6 up, 11-9 to Liang.
包括你境外和短位是有球的哪怕我冲的时候呢，在中间冲，吊可以加球的，这个所以说比赛第一个咬下来了，非常好，人整天大家对这种就释放，再一个。
Well, legends of the sport watching on 2024 champion from Busan there. Let's have another look. Let's have a look then at that final. This is Ma Long, the man we just looked at in the crowd there. In the final against Simon Dozier. Fans who was in action yesterday. Looked amazing, but here's a look at how Ma Long sealed that win for China.
The most decorated male table tennis player ever, and I just love the way he took that title and the respect and humility that he had, even winning that match.
Some familiar faces there lifting the trophy with him. They are still playing.
Love on.
And the man coaching Wang Hao was Ma Long's kryptonite. So we've got all kinds of dynamics going on here.
Right.
How important is it, Colin, for Nicholas Lum to get off to a good start here, given that he could have had game number one if he'd... well, could have, would have, should have, you know, but how important is it for him to start strongly here, to keep himself in contention?
Yeah, we talked about a player's ability to forget the immediate past. We were saying that about Liang in the first game, and he came back very, very strong. And at the very beginning of the second game, it's so important that Lum forgets the fact that he lost the last 5 consecutive points of the last game and just gets in positively. But Liang now, if he gets ahead, then Nicholas Lum effectively, if he doesn't win this game, has to win 3 games on the run to beat Liang, and that's really, really hard.
2-0.
Well, the only game that the only match rather that Nicholas Lum lost heading into this was against Han Sung of Korea DPR, and that one went to 5. And we saw him in action yesterday. He's a phenomenal talent.
Yeah. You can just see in the corner of the screen there are actually 4 tables being used at the moment, and so many fantastic players from so many countries still in the competition.
You can see the change in body language now from Liang Jingkun. He looks like he's got his chest puffed out a bit. He's on his toes between points, and he just looks a bit more up for it now.
Absolutely. And at the other end, Nicholas, misses the backhand, little kind of double stamp of the feet, frustration. Clear his mind. 2 serves to come. All of the table tennis players are so well grooved in resilience, but they do it at such high speed. They go from 0 to hero in just a few seconds, so they have to be able to do that.
Left. 2-5.
So the ball just clipping the net there, so Nicholas Lum will serve this one again. And that was one he really needed. Serving, got the forehand loop ready, but just played the ball off the end of the table. And Liang Jingkun now, you can see, 1 game up and 6-2. He will be feeling just a little bit more settled. 12 out of the last 16 points for Liang.
6-3.
Superb backhand there from Lum. Good recovery from rally. Very early backhand from the left-hander.
That's brilliant from Liang.
Yeah, it was. If you watch carefully, just hits the top of his bat there. Therefore, Lum misses it. The flight of the ball was different, and the apology there from Liang. Hard to see, But Liang just about holding up. Oh, speed from Lum. You can see Liang was kind of in shock, just blocking the ball, really. Well played, Nicholas. Can you get back in it? And that's a top edge that was certainly never going to hit the table. Just goes to show the power that they're putting into the shots here. When it hits the top of his bat, see where the ball goes. So much speed of racket head. They only keep the ball down because they're getting right over the top of the ball, gripping it with the rubber. And that's the perfect counter loop from Nicholas Lum. Pushed it just over half long, gave Liang the top spin, ran round, and that's an almost impossible counter top spin from Nicholas. And he's looking confident again, even though he's a little bit behind.
Superb stuff. That was a blistering rally, Colin.
Yeah, no quarter given or expected. Both fighting at each other. And you look at the width, because it's backhand to backhand for a left and right-hander is down the line, it opens up the wide diagonal to the forehand for both players. Liang Jinkun making absolute most of it there.
Well, Lum had kept himself in contention, but Liang Jinkun now with the 5 game points will be looking to go 2-0 up and then put himself just a game away from wrapping up this match.
And this is exactly what China will want from this match. A tough first one and a good recovery. Winning a close match for Liang will get him off the mark, and then more confident in the second game, slightly easier score. The Chinese will be delighted at their tactics at putting Liang Jinkun in this first place position and not just playing him at number 3 to protect him from a second match.
包括反正你挖完以后，人家再给你，现在整个搓球，包括整个这种拧啊，你只要倒过来想着跟拧，这。
So, Colin, you have been in the shoes of someone like Ricardo Oliveira, who is in charge of this Australian team. What will he have been saying to Nicholas Lum now ahead of what is a must-win game?
Australia to serve.
Yeah, and I think while we all know it's a must-win game for Australia, if they don't take this one, to be 1 down and have Wan Chu-chin to face in the next match is going to be really tough. But I think he will have protected Nicholas Lum from that thought. He'll just be saying, look, Nick, you just got to play your best table tennis, and the score will be what it is. All you can do is give yourself the best chance. You can't guarantee that there's a particular tactic that will definitely beat Liang. That's just not realistic. But if he just keeps playing point by point by point, then he might just be able to grind Liang Jinkun down and reduce his confidence again. And that is the chance for Nicholas Lum. At the moment, though, Liang, doesn't he look light on his feet again?
He really does. He looks like a new man. He's got a new lease of life.
And that's the confidence that China will want to see, thinking about rounds to come, not just this match, this tie.
Oh, Nicholas Lum visibly frustrated with himself, and Team China are on their feet.
Time out.
So a timeout then, Colin, and it's called on the Australian side with Nicholas Lum 2 points down to start off what's a must-win game number 3.
Yeah, so it all started off so well, didn't it?
It really did, and
it's about calmness.
It was a close one in the opener.
You're not playing the wrong way, Pete. You're not playing the wrong way. It's just a matter of a few more mistakes than normally you would do. And those mistakes are coming for that you want him to overdo it. There's no need. He doesn't have more power than you. He doesn't have more quickness than you. Let's play. It will be a fun game at least. Understood? No need to overdo it. The combinations are correct. You're opening on the forehand, you're going for the step around. Everything is correct. I have nothing to say in terms of tactical way to change it. Edges, it's precipitation. Balls overdoing it outside of the tail because you want to give more power than it should. That's all calm and collected. You're playing the right way. If you break the ball on the table, you'll have a chance. Okay? Come on. Come on.
It's fascinating listening into these conversations, Colin, and what do you make of the message there?
It's absolutely a privilege to get to hear under pressure what coach and player have to say to each other there.
1-3.
As I was saying, and expected for me is Ricardo Oliveira, as I was saying, is looking for the process, not the outcome. Don't worry about the outcome, just play your process. He's not better than you. You can match him in the big rallies. Just keep your confidence there. But I thought that was beautifully delivered by Ricardo Oliveira under pressure. So, well done, coach.
Well, it's not going his way, though, despite the positive message at the timeout.
No guarantees against China, no guarantees against Liang Jingkun.
Nope.
So some urging now from the Australian bench. And coach Ricardo Oliveira very explicitly, don't overdo it. You can see he's under so much pressure. He's always tempted to do too much. Again.
1-7.
Looked like he almost rushed at that shot.
Yeah. Yeah, the coach Ricardo Oliveira thought delivered that beautifully, but Nicholas just snatching the ball slightly. You can't blame him for it.
2-7.
Edge ball keeps him in the match. Just touching the far end of the table.
8-2.
It looks as though Liang Jingkun is a runaway train at this stage, though, just a few points away from wrapping this up in straight games.
Yeah. And what you notice here, that Liang has stayed so consistent. It's not just that he's smashing the ball past Nicholas. You can just see there the stroke generation. He's focusing on keeping the ball on the table more than smacking it past the Australian. Very wise play from the Chinese.
3-9.
So getting the basics right.
Getting the basics right, even for a ex-world number 2. Was he ranked 2 previously, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, and even he, again, it's the humility and the respect. You have to respect your opponent, be humble enough to be obedient to the principles required to win. And in this case, Liang is the one that has not overdone it. Fantastic play. Last gasp for Nicholas Lum.
3-9.
Can he turn this around? That's more like it.
4-9.
Lovely stuff from Nicholas Lum there. You can see just a little bit more relaxation.
Split. 4-9.
Well, it's match point, but what I say is this has been a fantastic match between what I'm really happy to say, 2 world-class players, and I'm including Nicholas Lum in that.
10-5.
And no matter what the result, he's still a young player. He's got now experience of a World Team Table Tennis Championships.
Yeah, officially the best Australian player ever, and he's only 20 years of age, so there's going to be more to come over the next few years from this wonderful young Australian.
A real battle across the table, and Nicholas Lum couldn't save any more match points, but it was a gallant effort. Liang Jingkun comes from behind in the opening game to win in straight games. A great display of resilience, and we could almost see that change in mentality once he got a couple of points on the board. Well done though to Nicholas Lum. It was a good fight from him and a great learning experience as well, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll only get better and better as a result of this, Nicholas. And that last rally, a credit to both of them.
So then Liang Jingkun gets Team China, the defending champions, well off the mark with a straight games victory over Nicholas Lum. He'll then hand over to world number 1, Wang Chuqin, who spearheads this team. He's taking on Ittf Serene next. Then it'll be Lin Shidong, former world number 1, in action against Finlu in the third match. But that is what's next up. World number 1, Wang Chuqin against Ittf Serene of Australia.
Sácale chispa y dale candela. Para ver, vamos a ver si da pela. La la la, mami, todo eso se ve. Da la vuelta, ponte al revés. Pon la mano, vaya en la pared y gózate en esta culera. Miguelito, dale. Guaya, mami, tú eres mi presa. A mí me gusta hacerlo sin delicadeza. Mami, yo le doy bien duro con destreza. Yo sé que te gusta así, así. Sé que te vuelvo loca, que la cara se te nota. Cuando lo mío azota, te dejo todo nota. Pregunta tuya, where me from. Hey, Puerto Rico, somos de corazón. Siendo y prende el Philip Blanc. Hey, Puerto Rico, somos de corazón. Siéndolo, préndelo y pásame el plan. Bigri blanc, bigri blanc, bigri blanc, blanc. Pam, 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 pam. Hey, Miguelito, dale mantecadito.
Welcome back. This is the round of 32 tie between Team Australia against the defending champions China, who've just got off the mark with a straight games win thanks to Liang Jingkun. Up next, it's the world number 1, Wang Chuqin, who is up against Ittf Serene, the world number 64. Wang Chuqin will be looking to continue Team China's momentum across this best of 5 tie. Another left-hander at the table. This time it's Team China fielding the left-hander. Before we saw Nicholas Lum, left-hander for Australia. So the Tata coin toss will decide who serves and which side of the table each player stands at. So Serene wins the toss, and we will look now at the leaning racket reveal in just a moment's time. So, Colin Wilson, once again we have Team China beginning at the far side of the table, facing the bench, facing Coach Wang Hao, and facing the teammates. What do you make of that?
Yes, it's important for the rest of the squad to stay very much with their player, to show the confidence, the support, the body language that they want to. The bench kind of models what they want from the player. Sometimes they'll be requested to be a little bit calmer to calm the player. Other times it'll be all fists and jumps to try and increase the physiological arousal of their player. This man knows what mode to be in, and Ittf, Oceania men's champion, age only 15. now training in USA, plays in the Major League, one of the best players in the USA Table Tennis Major League, which is going really well. And these two played last year in the Macau World Cup, the one that's just happened, but the previous year, straight games to Wang Chuqin, world #1. Again, left and right-hander, as you said, Rebecca. You see, when they're knocking up, they're not knocking up always across the diagonal. Sometimes a left and right-hander will knock up down the line, the parallel of the table.
And those shots are harder to get in, of course, aren't they? Because there's less space to play with, so
yes,
you've got to be a bit more accurate.
It's a shorter distance, which means that the net, albeit the same height across the table, is relatively higher to the length of the table.
Well, Wang Chuqin was the winner of the World Championships in Doha last year, took gold in the singles there. Dropped out of the top, well, off the top spot in the world last year, conceded that to Lin Shidong, but has now reclaimed his position at the summit of the standings. Was part of that team that lost the tie against Sweden, got off the marker with a 3-0 victory against Anton Scharberg, and then beat Elias Runifer 3-0 as well. Didn't feature against the Republic of Korea, but beat Sam Walker 3-1 in the tie against England.
First game, China to serve.
Yeah, so Wang Chuqin has been the anchorman of the Chinese team that has struggled so far by their own high standards. Yeah, he won 2 against Sweden, although the team were beaten. So he will be there to lead the line again and to capitalise on his compatriot Liang Junkin's win just now, a couple of moments ago, against Nicholas Lund.
What is it that makes Wang Chuqin so good?
He plays at a level of speed and spin, deception and variation that other players use when they're absolutely peaking and risking. But he does it with a lower level of risk than they do. So in the end, he's got it all and misses less.
1-2.
He's just a technical powerhouse. Very, very few situations are likely to give him terrible trouble. This is Lu Shiwen, 5 times World Women's World Cup champion. 2019 Women's Singles World Champion. So a lot of Chinese stars in today, not only from table tennis, had some snooker as well.
Oh, indeed we did. Yeah, we did.
Hold on.
So they're just the sheer competence of delivery and re-delivery of world-class strokes. Great return though from Ittf. Perfect half-long return. Ball bounces once, nearly bounces twice. Not much that Wang can do with it. Perfect return of serve from the Australian. 2-4. Australian serving.
3-4.
And it's a good serve. He's keeping himself in touch, and this has been a decent start.
So just to clarify, then it's 5-3. And although it says that it's Ittf to serve, he's done his 2 serves. It's actually Wang Chuqin who's serving. So that little yellow triangle is just in the wrong place at the moment. Hopefully we'll fix it before too long.
But this is a good start from the Australian Colin. He's keeping himself in touch in these opening stages.
Yeah, a little bit of really wonderful play. One piece of little piece of luck, and then just unfortunate there, top edge on the second topspin.
Set. 4-6.
I don't think we've really seen Wang Chuqin in full flow just yet.
Oh,
4-7.
that's full flow, Rebecca. That was...
There we go.
You asked for it, and Wang
got it.
Chuqin delivered. That. Very hard to explain just how difficult that stroke is to play.
7-5.
Coach Ricardo Oliveira urging his man on. Hanging on, 7-5. Wang Chuqin very, very commonly playing the forehand pendulum serve from the backhand corner.
That was beautifully done, picking it up from underneath the table.
So Ittf, that's a common tactic for him, isn't it? Just in the corner, making Wang pick the ball up.
There we go, full flow again, I think.
Absolutely. Not much that Sareen could do with that. As soon as he's back from the table there, Chuqin has too much time and too many options.
6-9.
He's got a phenomenal forehand on Chuqin.
And there it is again.
10-6.
And you could just see he had to move his body a great deal to get in position for that one. But it is so reliable. Yes, same ball again from Ittf. Just over short to the forehand. Invites the spin up. Then fantastic counter top spin. Well played. Can he win 3? Get back to 10-all? Wonderful short play. I don't know how Ittf Sareen kept that last push short. Look at that touch.
Let's go. Ready for the next one.
And you see the change in body language from the coach there. Now he wants him up and really fighting, taking the risk if necessary. And there it is. There's the response from the player. The coach is modelling what he wants his player to do.
Well, it's a decent bit of coaching then, because it means that the Australian has safe game points here. He's got the serve to try and save another.
Oh, and the counter top spin from Wang Chuqin was just majestic. Oh, he took the heart out of Australia there. Like a bullet from a gun. For all of the Australian hopes, Rebecca, for all of the Australian hopes, you just took it away at the last second. But well played, Wang Chuqin. Well played, Sareen, for getting it that far.
He teased them a bit, I think. Well, let's head across to table 2. Honoka Hashimoto getting the job done against Hana Arapovic in straight games. Hashimoto, she's such a difficult player to play against. She's a defensive player, one of the few on the tour. And she really, really sucks the life out of her opponents. Here we go then, over to table 3. Lin Min-ru, match point here to take it 3-1. Lin Min-ru, we call him the silent assassin.
Yeah, fantastic combination of power and touch from Lin Min-ru.
Well then, back to the matter at hand. Wang Chuqin finished off game number 1 with what you described as a majestic shot, Colin. More majesty to unfold here, game number 2.
Well, he's the king of the world table at the moment, Wang Chuqin.
Let's. The ball.
See the footwork to get in perfect position around there, open the angle. Yes, he's certainly leading the line for China. Up next will be Lin Shidong, who has been world number 1. He took Wang Chuqin out as world number 1, and he'll be on next. So
It'll be interesting to see how Lin Chidong gets on, Colin, because he's another one of these Team China players with a bit of a question mark over his form.
Not four.
well, Lin Chidong, absolutely. And that makes it even more important that Wang Chuqin wins this one.
Not five.
Yeah, Wang Chuqin will realise that he wants to support his team, make sure they don't feel under any pressure, given that the cracks appeared over the weekend. And again, the consistency of that high-power shot from Wang. And again, a top edge from Ittf Serene. So 2 serves to come, Wang Chuqin, and he hasn't dropped a point yet in this second game.
Come on, Wang.
This is incredible momentum from the world number 1, who only just managed to wrap up the opening game, just 2 points in it, but this is a completely different display.
Oh, it's not as if Ittf is doing much wrong.
He's just not getting a look in.
I mean, you see this opener, it's nice, maybe a little bit high, a little bit short.
Let.
Absolutely crunched
Lovely.
by Wang.
One in.
Well, gets his first point then on the board. Serene, can he build from this?
9-1.
Yeah, and the Australian can't think about a long-term outcome here. He's just got to fight for every point, just deliver a good mindset, go for the right shots. But yeah, you see this head down.
Yeah, 9 game points. I do wonder, Colin, if...
Oh, great rally. I can't believe that Wang Chuqin won that run.
It looked so nonchalant as well, the way he put his racket on the table to walk off to the towel. But what I was saying, Colin, I do wonder if you're a player like Serene and you see yourself drawn against Wang Chuqin, whether you think, oh no, or whether you think this is a great opportunity for me.
Yeah. I think players have to be positive, and they'll look at that, world class. Yeah, blowing the cheeks out from Serene. Yeah, you do go in positively, go in absolutely positively, but you can see even for a player as good as Ittf Serene, he's shaking his head and his head goes down. It's 10-1 down, he's done hardly anything wrong, and it's just credit to Wang Chuqin.
Let's check out some of the rest of the action. This is Portugal and Italy across on table 4. So, Portugal knocking out the Italians to seal their place in the round of 16. Now that was a display of out-and-out dominance from Wang Chuqin in the second game, 11-1. How can Serene get to be the kind of player who took him to 11-9 in the opener? Because this is a must-win now.
Yeah, same 2 players. First game 11-9, second game 11-1. I think what's happened is that Wang Chuqin has worked out the limits of what Ittf is able to do and then capitalise. So he can hold the rally long enough so that he can get an advantage. And then in return, Serene is having to take more risk and go for shots that are maybe 50-50 balls. So as a result of that, the momentum goes with Wang Chuqin. Let's see, with this timeout, if the coach has got anything for Serene to save him in this match.
For example, on the receiving, if you go to the banana, let's do it last minute, please. I try to adjust last minute to whatever the ball is coming. Rather than you commit to the banana, do the banana until the end, you wait until the last minute, you push it back shot. show him something that you're not gonna do. He's almost like predicting absolutely everything. It's hard to play against that. He's giving you the long pushes, he's waiting for the spin, and he's ready for the blocks over the balls. That's when you're gonna play that. I give you no spin now. At least just last minute something. I'm not 100% sure, but it's something you can work on. All right, come on.
Come on. Keep on. Let's go. Come on. Steal some points. Let's go.
Well, there you go. There's that positivity again, Colin, that you alluded to earlier. Really trying to big up his play, and you know he's got nothing to lose now. Well, he does obviously in the match, but I mean, he's not meant to catch up at this stage, so you may as well just go out and out, play with freedom.
Yes. The coach is giving him license to learn rather than requirement to win at this stage. So this is now an experience match. His job is to get Wang Chuqin to play the shots that he wants, that he can just kind of get experience from and learn from and go away and practice against. Serene did so well to block so many balls there. Even Wang Chuqin couldn't keep the ball going long enough in the end.
This is much better from the Australian teenager after that timeout.
Yes, maybe the pressure's off a little bit. He can just play, as you said, Rebecca, with a little bit of freedom. Not worry about losing points.
2-5.
Bit of frustration for the Australian.
That's 6-2.
And there, it just took Ittf Serene just a little bit too long to get his feet in position. Therefore, he was taking the ball late. Wang saw that, and you could see he was leant right over the table ready.
2-8.
It looks like Wang Chuqin is in a hurry through these points now.
2-9.
Served off. Not to worry, but Wang Chuqin just wants the ball out of the arena there. Thank you to the ball boys and ball girls. But isn't Wang Chuqin looking dominant here, as he has pretty much throughout the championship, except Sam Walker of England, the only player to take a game off him so far, I think. Nowhere for Ittf to go there. Match point.
It's a demolition job from Wang Chuqin. 11-2 in the third. Straight games for the world #1, Ittf Serene. Well, he held his own in the opener, had the lead, had his chances, but Wang Chuqin, look at that, 11-1, 11-2. Team China's talisman setting the standard, showing them how it's done, and they are now one match away from winning this overall tie. So here's how Taiwan is looking at the minute. China a match away from sealing their place in the round of 16. It's up to Finn Liu of Australia next against the former world #1 Lin Shidong, if he is to stop them getting a straight match win here. Nicholas Lum could be called to action again if Finn Liu does just that. But that's what's to come. This is the third of a best of 5. Finn Liu of Australia against Lin Shidong of China in a moment's time.
We're back here in the OVO Arena, the second day of knockout action here in the men's team draw, and it's the defending champions China up against Team Australia. Currently 2-love to the defending champions, and now it's Lin Shidong, a man who's been going through some rocky waters, up against Finn Liu. A second ever international meeting, but a first senior meeting between these two youngsters. Fraser Riley with you here. Thank you for all of your company. This is the ITTF World Team Table Tennis Championships, a 100-year anniversary for the ITTF. And in the modern era of table tennis, it's just never felt so open. China have been untouchable for over 20 times. They are the most decorated team in history. And this team from the Oceanias, Australia, a rising force with a very young and hungry team. So then Team Australia with their backs against the ropes now. And all the hopes of the nation rest on the shoulders of the 21-year-old Finn Liu. A top 50 player in the world. Someone who has been so inspired by the top Chinese players, and goodness gracious me, do we have some good company here. Ma Long and Xu Xin are now in London. They've flown in from China for this special occasion to try and help the Chinese team. Lin Shidong's already lost a couple of matches. He lost to Oh Jun-sung when China were beaten by Korea. He was also beaten by Elias Ranifer, the Swedish #5 who got the win of his life over the former world #1 here. So China are no longer in a great seeding position. They might have to actually face the Republic of Korea in the quarter-final. There they are. Look at that for a killer's row of players. Ma Long, Xu Xin, Liu Shiwen, Wang Liqin. Wow, how great is it to have those guys here? Xu Xin, the Cloud Walker, the Dragon right by him. Does it put a bit of extra pressure on these players? I don't know. It's an interesting talking point, but as fans, we are buzzing to have them here in London, and I'm definitely going to try and get a photo with those two. China 2, Australia love.
First game, Australia at the serve. Level. One love.
Overall, I'd say that Team Australia are in a good position right now. Finn Liu's been picking up some priceless experience, playing the WTT Champions events.
1-0.
Nicholas Lum actually getting a great win this year in Chongqing, defeating Darko Jorgic. That'll be a huge matchup there between Germany and Slovenia. Maybe the most competitive of all the round of 32 clashes here on the men's side.
2-1.
Lin Shidong was also beaten by Anton Schallberg when it was locked in at the decider between China and Sweden. That was his first loss against the Swede. So he really needs a confidence booster here, the man from Hainan. The first man from Hainan to represent Team China in table tennis. He's back after a singles break. We saw him play doubles at the Contender in Taiyuan, but he didn't win it.
2-3.
Finn Liu going for the kill. Just missing that third ball attack. Backhand serve of the Australian. It's a great pickup for Shidong.
4-2.
It's just a maestro playing top draw table tennis further back. So difficult to get the ball past him, even though he's not the biggest guy. His coverage is mind-blowing. 4-2 to the Chinese. Long serve.
5-2.
Safely spinning it, rolling it over with that backhand. Finlay couldn't calibrate. Great point. Again, it's Shidong who comes out on top, trumping the Australian in that longer trade. Team Romania, remember, are waiting for the winners of this. They had a really tight match yesterday in their round of 32 battle.
2-7.
They overcame Poland. One-way traffic. 5-point lead for Shidong.
7-3.
So for Finlay to identify what was on that, and the Chinese fans relaxed right now as they applaud Shidong. No real cause of concern. Nicholas Lum played pretty well against Liang Jingkun in the opening match of this tie. Had his chance to take the opener. Couldn't in the end, and the rest was history. Australia yet to win a single game. And now 7 game points for the world number 6. He's got to get back into that top 5, Lin Shidong. Oh, a fishing shot from Finn.
10-4.
Reeling it in. To the surprise of Shidong, who played some beautiful control table tennis. Good acceleration. Injection of pace with the flick over the table. It's more like it from Finlay. Applying pressure right from the get-go. But Shidong in pole position to take this game. He should, and he does.
11-5. Game China.
Buttery on the backhand, as usual, Shidong. Spreading it from side to side with that square stance. And still stature in the upper body. And the pocket rocket takes the first game, winning over double the points of his opponent.
追2个回合看着，完了打对响了，后面我再去吃，再去调一点啊，尤其他这种发球，配合这个
Second game, China to serve. Level.
And Shidong keeping his squeaky clean record against Finlay intact. Now it's knockout time. China can't afford a loss. After 2 defeats in the group stage. Maybe They've got that losing out the way, and it's still entirely possible that despite going down in many, many fans' estimations, they could still win this event. They could still win the World Team Championships. They knew there were going to be challengers. So many good teams. They can compete with China now. Take them on. But when you see shots like that, you're just reminded that they are the standard setters. It would be a colossal bit of history if China are not able to defend their title. They've won it a whopping 23 times on the men's side. Australia have never made it to a World Team Championship podium.
Let's go. Take advantage of the simple.
In fact, no country from Oceania ever have. I wondered whether we were going to see a bit of Shang Peng. He hasn't played a match yet. But no, not selected for this one. Finn fishing again. Oh! Piao Liang Cho. Beautiful play from this prestigious talent. Finley not playing a bad match, but it's just so difficult. Look at that. You thought he might have outfoxed him, but no, Shidong goes right into the body with a piercing blow. He's playing well, is Shidong. This is reminding me of the performance against England's Tom Jarvis. Lin Shidong's first ever World Team Championships, by the way. They didn't play in Busan 2 years ago. Spiraling here. Finley is an excellent striker of the ball. He's, when in position, very dangerous now. You give him something like that, even Shidong can't return it. And Chichin winning his first ever World Cup title in Macau.
9-4.
He was the last Chinese player standing from the round of 16. The fact that he was able to do that will have really inspired this team, reassured this team that they can win from any position, even when it seems unlikely. And Shidong here with 6 game points.
11-4. Game to China.
He was ready to lasso it, but it couldn't land. And Team China are looking irresistible here. It kind of seems inevitable now that they're going to make it through to the round of 16, where they would face Team Romania next year in the OVO Arena.
我自己在场上的时候，我就看一个跟自己想象一样就可以了，对吧？这里头无论真是有1、2个无人失误也正常，对吧？你不能说一场球里没有这个失误，或一局球里没有这个失误。
There he is, Shushin, Malong, the dragon. Wang Lichin, Liu Shiwen. And here he is, the Cloud Walker, Shushin. against Patrick Francisco in Halmstad. He was a walking highlight reel, the left-handed pen holder. Oh! Man, is it good to see him here in London. He is one of the all-time greats. Wow. Can words even do those two justice? Both of them are world number one. It's funny, isn't it? I bet when it was those guys playing, when they were coming up and through, there were doubters, there were critics, there were people saying, oh, they're not ready. There's too many good teams. That's how we're looking at this current Chinese team right now. They go on to win this event. You have to give them their flowers. History here waiting to be written in the birthplace of table tennis.
To do the banana cross on your forehand.
And China put the nail in the coffin.
If it is not sure if the ball's going to land. And then it's up to you. How many long serves have you done with your forehand into the middle, wide on the backhand? None. And that's my point. And of course it's hard now. He's feeling safe. He's feeling with full of confidence. It's always hard to overcome this kind of situation. But still time to do it. Let's change a little bit of everything. Go with the long, wait last minute to do the long service. He's reading everything that you're doing. Make him feel a little bit in a second. Come on, let's go.
Sometimes when you're playing someone who you know is stronger than you, more dangerous than you, focus too much on the point construction rather than thinking about the surprise factor. Coach Oliveira there saying you've still got time. See if we can notice some kind of change here from Finlu. Now changing outcome. Top spin shovel serve from Shidong. Sets up that forehand flick and he spanks it home. It's a staple backhand. Speciality from Shidong. I think countering against lots of topspin, he's the best in the business right now.
5-1.
Joe and I were talking about how he is quite a backhand-orientated player and how if you can get that right leg to come forward over the table, you can then stitch him and stretch him into the crossover section. A slow topspin kicker. Bamboozling the Aussie. Oh!
1-7.
He's threaded that through the eye of the needle. I think he might have caught the top edge of his racket, but it didn't take away from how impressive that was.
2-7.
And the two-time WTT Grand Smash champion. Picking up where he left off. The timeout of Finlu hasn't made too much difference.
7-3.
Nice wide serve there. Something a bit different. Something that asks a question of Lin Shidong. There's been a lot of criticism of Shidong and where he's at right now, but look, could you be asking more of a player of his age? World Cup finalist already, China National Games finalist, he is already
8-3.
a little bit of a legend. He wants more success at the World Championships. didn't win a medal at last year's World Championships in Doha. He's playing 3 events. He's looking to put that right here. Again, that wide serve from Fin Lu, making Lin Shidong indecisive.
Time out.
So now it's Wang Hao's job to get involved. To tinsel it over the net, didn't he? From down low, but to no avail.
对，说不上就说冲了，要不然不然你等不等吧，你不用特意去等，你觉得冲就行。对，你就选择一个最舒服的，都主动的直接吃去。就哪怕是被人冲了也，你后面还有2发球的想法，就是解决这个，比如说就有的就怕有又想等半钟头，对吧？又想这种去不管的，没必要。就是，要不然你跳过来你可以，要不然就感觉看人把你传了那种千人引导，戳你。 对吧？这是半钟头了，不要等，冲，等一下，就是这个，接着这个人家这样他觉得他们大分小分都领先你，啊，想好这样就行，啊，没关系没关系啊，交。
The fans eagle-eyed. Trying to get every possible angle on this one. China looking to get their first win in 3 matches. Crazy to say, as they hadn't won a... Should I say, they hadn't lost a World Team Championship match in 26 years before that loss to Korea. And they lost another one straight after to Sweden. You'd imagine they'll be too good for Australia here. But Fin Lu...
8-7.
has come back into it. And spurred on some shouts, some jayos from the fans. 6 of the last 8.
Left. 8-7.
To the Aussie. Excellent play. Lovely touch control. And then the power. He earned the right to attack. Will he play another one of these wide ones, Fin Lu? Yes. Oh, the Shidong.
7-10.
Ready and waiting. Ma Long and Xu Xin watching on. Team China have established 3 match points. And they're through to the round of 16 here at the World Team Championships in London. Turbulent times for China's men. But now they managed to get a win under their belt and they're through to face Team Romania next here in the OVO Arena. That'll feel good for Lin Shidong. He needs to try and make winning a habit again. Good decision from the team captain Wang Hao to play Liang Jinkun, Wang Chuqin and Lin Shidong for this one. It worked out well. So then a pristine performance from the defending champions. Australia not able to win a single game there against those 3 musketeers in red. Liang Jinkun, Wang Chuqin and Lin Shidong. Such a sturdy trio. The holy trinity there for Team China. And we're just getting ready now to hear from the winners. Liang Jingkun's making his way over to the table. He'll be joined by our own Rebecca Adams. And we'll hear his thoughts after that victory there against the Australians, who are heading home here after a defeat to the almighty China.
So defending champions China safely through to the round of 16. Liang Jingkun with me here. Liang, what was the key to 3 such dominant, impressive matches in this overall team performance today?
恭喜中国男队获胜。那觉得今天球队能够打出这样整体出色的表现，并赢下比赛，挺进16强的关键是什么？
首先我觉得今天我们还是整体发挥的还是不错，然后在场上的这种拼劲儿也很好吧。所以说今天能取得胜利。
I think overall our whole team performed really well today, and we fought really hard on court.
And you had so many legends from the sport watching you from the stands. How did that feel, and did they inspire the team today?
同时，我们也看到今天也有乒坛前辈和传奇人物来到现场看赛。对你来说，这是一种什么样的感受？给球队带来了怎样的激励呢？
首先也是一种鼓舞吧。然后其实他们也是参加过很多届世乒赛，也都是从他们手里去取得的冠军。然后包括我觉得有一些经验也可以去向他们去请教吧。
It is very encouraging for us because after all these table tennis legends, they have been through many editions of world championships and they have won the title. So I think there is a lot that we can learn from them in terms of experience.
Liang Jingkun, thank you, and we'll see you in the next round.
You just don't know where to look. Legends everywhere, from the windows to the walls here in the OVO Arena. Team China, looking to defend their title once again, will take on Romania. They've just beaten, if you're just joining us, Team Australia without dropping a single match. No big surprise there, but we know it's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher in this rocky road of a top half. Adriana Diaz with the finger spin, the trickster, the pride of the Puerto Rico team, will try and help her country against Team Chinese Taipei. That's next here. On table number 1, we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back shortly in about an hour.
Sácale chispa y dale candela. Para ver, vamos a ver si da pela. La la, mami, todo eso se ve. Da la vuelta, ponte al revés. Pon la mano, vaya en la pared y gózate en esta culera. Miguelito, dale. Guaya, mami, tú eres mi presa. A mí me gusta hacerlo sin delicadeza. Mami, yo le doy bien duro con destreza. Yo sé que...